morning. Welcome to your mind class with the theme of the Nutcracker. Today we are going to gracefully move through poses as if we're ballerinas. Which is going to be funny because I'm definitely not a ballerina, so no pressure today. I put on my fancy schmancy leg warmers. It's as close to leg warmers as I have. Give me one moment, I need to mute something. All right, we are going to be starting off with a warm-up that is ballet movement. I am positive I will mess it up today. So if you are a dancer, forward dancer, you know these things, by all means, enjoy. If you're like me and you have zero background, other than tap dancing, then just follow along, we'll get through it. But anyways, be as graceful as you want to today, or not. I always say I feel like a hippopotamus in a tutu. I did not put one on today, I thought about it. Anyways, and then into the second part of the work of the class. It's just gonna be regular movement, but the very first part, the first like 10 minutes or so is gonna be kind of ballet-esque, that's what I would say. Play some music, have a mat out. I put some pads for my knees. I'm not sure, it will be coming down a little bit to our knees, and I have my water nearby. I think that's really it. You don't really need anything else. So set your watches if you're tracking to yoga, and we are just going to have fun and stretch out and work on mobility and all that good stuff while we're at it, okay? So pray to the Wi-Fi gods. We're all set for the day. We have no issues, and we will begin. Okay. Standing straight and tall, roll your shoulders down and back. We're going to start with our fingers kind of facing each other and rounding out our elbows as if we're holding a big beach ball, like in our stability ball in our arms, okay? So we're starting here. Feet, toes are forward. I want to turn out for some reason, but toes are forward, that's fine. We're going to come center, out, right arm comes in and up. Left arm comes in and up. Release. Do that again. Center, out, right arm in, right arm up. I've never done this before in my life. Left arm in, left arm up. Release. I think my girls have in ballet class, but I never have. We're going to repeat it again. Right arm up, left arm in, scoop up, and lower. Am I bringing you back to any of your ballet days if you've ever done it? How am I doing? Is this what you did? One arm at a time. Release. My shoulders are getting nice and warm. Left arm in, up, release. All right, holding your arms out to the side. We're going to go toes forward. Let's take them just about hip width, maybe closer. And we're going to fold forward, flat chest to the ground, and rise back up, okay? Fold forward, rise back up. Are you finding your feet flat on the ground? Are you finding some balance from the front of your foot to the back of your foot? So your whole foot should be gripping into the ground. As you lean forward, look over a ledge. Don't stay there, come back up, okay? A little pause, enjoy the view. You're looking over a ledge, and then coming back up. Flat back, tailbone sticks out behind you, chin is above your heart, eye gaze is ahead of you. Shoulders are burning at this point. And your hamstrings and glutes hopefully are getting a little bit of a stretch. Okay, release that. We're gonna go back to our T-arm here, and we're just going to rotate and rotate. So we're twisting through our spine now. Lifting your heel and gracefully frolicking through a meadow right now. Well, the Nutcracker, they don't frolic. If we were in the Sound of Music, we'd be frolicking through a meadow, right? The hills are alive with the sound of music. Rotate through here. My arms are definitely warm. No wonder why ballerinas have such chiseled, long, lean arms, because they hold their arms out like this for 12 minutes. All right, release that. We're going into side bends. We're going to come up in an L position, and we're going to lean side bend towards the arm that's out to the side. Switch, make an L in the opposite direction. Now again, if you know dance and you're graceful, you're going to know how to place your hands. I'm just guessing here. I don't know if you do to the ceiling or if you do open like a dance partner. But I do know this. Rib cage to the hip bone. How about that? I'll cue you on your core. Rib cage to your hip bone. Switching your L. Like a little tic-tac with your arms. I like it. This is probably my favorite so far. I'll tell you at the end if I have a true favorite. Actually, there is something that I like that's coming up. We'll see. All right, release. And then we're going to head into a plie. Okay, again, we're in first position. I think this is first position. If you know, you know. Heels together, toes turned out. We're going to take a little toe lift or heel lift to your toes. Little bend. Lift. Bend. If you'd like to add arms, go ahead. I'm just going to keep mine right here. Plie. That's all that I know for a plie, and my ankle cracks every time. Thank goodness I wasn't a dancer. Up to your toes, up to the balls of your feet. I worked with dancers, and I think they're beautiful. I just was never a dancer. I love watching them dance because it's out of my wheelhouse. A lot of what they do. I just can't move that fast anymore either in dance moves. I don't know. All right, now we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to get deeper, so let's slow it down. Come deeper. You can lift your heels as you dip down and then rise up all the way again, okay? So if this bothers your knees, don't come down as low, but definitely lift your heels. Keep your knees drawn out to the side, protect them, and then up. Take your time. So it's like a little, what is this one called? I don't know, second position? I don't even know. Your heels lift up. I just assume we did first, maybe we're in second. You dancers out there are like, oh my gosh, how do you not know? Great ankle stability and rotation, range of motion in our ankles here. As mine pop, pop, pop. Okay, toes are forward now, release your arms. I don't care what you do with your arms now. We're going to do almost like a tree. You're gonna open up your hip, and we're actually gonna bring it up to our knee, but we're not gonna place it there and push or anything. We're just going to do a little tap. I'm actually gonna tap my toe to my calf, and then frame my knee, so that I'm not pushing on my joint. So it's like a tree. I can sing. The dancing part's not second nature to me. I can shimmy and I can shake, but ballet, not so much. Hip turnouts, those are hard, but that's what we're trying for right here. Turn out your hip, point your toe, work on your balance side to side. You can slow it down if you need to. All right, this is the one, this and the next one I think I'm gonna really like. Okay, so we're gonna do an attitude lift with a bent knee to the front. So we're gonna come front, front. Okay, so it's a bent knee, pointed toe on the side. You're lifting, tap, lift, tap, lift, tap, lift, tap. I am staying on one side. I figured let's just try one side at a time. Now switch. Woo! These hips. So inner thigh, doing some work. Your hips turned open. This hip is not so happy with me today. Point your toe. I mean, if you're really, really mobile with your hips, if you have a good range of motion, you can come up pretty high. Otherwise, don't worry about your height. Worry about the opening of your hip. Okay, now we're gonna do it to the back. We know these. We do these on Saturday classes sometimes. So it's a lift to the back. Lift to the back. You have a bent knee, and you're lifting with your glute. So I don't want you to feel it in your lower back. If you're feeling in your lower back, you're going up too high. Just use your cheek to squeeze. You can even put your hand on your glute and feel, am I working that muscle? And then your other hand on your core. Switch sides so you can see, is my core tight? Am I using the muscle and not my back? Okay, trying to stack your shoulders over your hips, standing straight and tall. Squeeze your rear as you lift. Again, this hip is not agreeing with me, so I'm not going to come up as high. And that's okay. It's just telling me I have an imbalance in my body today, which I felt coming. Extra stretching today. Okay, now we go front, back, switch legs. Front, back, switch legs. Front, back. This is the one I thought I'd like a lot. It's true, I do. And back. Front, tap, back, stand. If you want to, just sweep through instead of tapping, that's fine. You can frame your arms if you'd like. And this is our warm-up. Are you feeling kind of warm now? I'm so used to athletic arms. I want to be here and here. All right, last one. Go ahead and shake it on out. Let's switch sections. So that was the most ballet we're going to get. Feel free to repeat that if you'd like to. Put me on pause, rewind it, and go back and do it again if you love that kind of work. If you're feeling your glutes and want to work on that, go for it. Okay, otherwise, we're going to take our right leg forward, right arm overhead, left arm down, and we're going to come into a lunge. Stand back up. Your back foot is here for balance and to hold you, and then step up into your front leg. Please do not launch yourself off your back leg, okay? We are now in a soldier pose almost, right, for the nutcracker. Step up nice and tall. Step up. We're working lunge right now. We are gonna head down to the floor after this one, okay? We're going into a 3-point lift next. I wanna explain it to you a little bit. It's almost like a pio flip, when we used to do pio flips, or like a Turkish get-up. So we're gonna put 3 points on the floor. Reverse tabletop is an option as well, okay? So let's go ahead and make our way down to the mat. So when we do a pio flip, we take one leg back, bend it. This other straight leg is on the ground. And then we reach up, okay? You can come to a side plank, or you can even come to a reverse tabletop if holding this position is too much for you, okay? It is a 3-point lift. You're lifting your hips to the ceiling, you're tucking your butt under, your hands directly underneath your shoulder. I did some of these today with the weight in my hand. I am shaking. We're here for 15 seconds. I don't know if you can see it, but I am literally shaking like a tree. That means my muscles are working. All right, you've got 5 seconds here, so go ahead and lower yourself down. You're gonna keep one leg bent and one leg straight. We're going to come into a sit-up position here, okay? So lay down, sit up. If you'd like to, you can take your hands to the ceiling and reach upwards. It's up to you. You want to try to keep your heels on the ground as mine lift up. I'm trying. Try to keep your heel on the ground. It's going to slide slightly forward. Sit up. All right, so we just pieced apart two things. We did the 3-point hold, different 3-point than what we're used to, and we just did a sit-up, okay? Now we're gonna combine the two. So, one arm's gonna come up, this arm's gonna come out to the side. We're going to sit up, use this hand to lift yourself up, and then we're actually gonna come all the way to a standing position. I'll do it again. This is as graceful as I get. Let's try it again. So this is functional, you guys. This is me and you getting up off the floor. I know most of the time we would not get off the floor like that. I've got to turn. I don't know if you can go straight up. I can't do that. Functional movement. You're on the floor. Hey, honey, help me up. Thanks. They grab your hand. You lift to here. Functional. All right, let's go ahead and do the same things we just did, but on the other leg. So let's take our left leg forward, left arm up, lunge down and back, step up. Lunge down and back, step up. I think we're supposed to get up from that 3-point lift to like this position. My body doesn't do that. If yours does, try it. Find your balance. If you lose it, just reset. Push into your front heel as you stand up. Take a nice knee bend in the back so you hover your knee over the floor. Posture is tall, shoulders stacked over your hips, and your bicep is by your ear. Fingertips reaching to the ceiling. Your other arm is reaching towards the floor. Fingertips towards the floor. You've got 10 seconds here. And then we're going to come down to the floor. We're going to flip the other way. All right? This is my weaker arm. See how it goes. So your front leg, or whatever leg you didn't do yet, is going to bend behind you, ball of the foot on the ground, and then you're going to go hips to the ceiling, maybe to the corner if you're not there yet, and we're going to reach up. This bottom leg is straight. I'm on the blade, the outer blade of my foot on that one, and then I'm on the ball of my foot on the back one. Hopefully you can see, yeah, you can see between underneath my leg that you see my ball of my foot, my heel up. If you need to put your heel down, fine. Mine doesn't actually reach the ground there. All right, hand directly underneath your shoulder. Adjust this arm. We're here for another 15 seconds. Remember, you can come to side plank on your toes or on your knees. You can come to a reverse tabletop or a reverse plank if you really wanted to or needed to. Okay, come on out of that. We're going to do the same thing we did with our sit-up. So we start here. Or hands to the ceiling. And let me show you one more way. Arm out to the side. Help yourself up with your elbow, okay? I'm there and I'm like, hey, I'll give you a hand. And you're like, oh, thanks. And I help you up, but you got this hand on the floor if you want, okay? So different versions. I know first time through we went like this. But there's 3 options now for you, okay? Trying to keep your feet on the ground. This leg, that heel, doesn't it want to come up? Try to drag it, forcing it on the ground. All right, now we've got our full, graceful get up. We're going to gracefully stand up, okay? So you can take your arm down. Thanks, I could use a hand getting up, all the way up to your lift. As graceful as I get. How are you getting up from that position? Let's try this again, Trace. I'm going to see if I can change it up. Okay, lift up. I was just talking last night about how I cannot get up. Probably could do that. Closer into that lunge, get that lunge at the start here, right? I was talking last night how I cannot get up from these positions. How as kids, we would always just be like, oh, get up off the floor from like this position, straight forward. And how challenging it is now. Boom. There we go. Up off the ground. And coming down to a side plank. You can come to your knee or your elbow. If you need to, I'm going to come to an elbow and a foot. We're going to go side plank, knee, kick, knee, kick, knee, kick, knee, kick, knee, kick. We're here for a whole minute, so if you need to come down to your knee like this, and then do your pull right in front, then slice. We've done this separately, not together, but we've done each of these moves before in soul fusion. Sometimes we're lying all the way down on our side, which is also an option. Your shoulders giving out. You need to come down. You're still working your core. Okay, let's switch and do the other side. You can roll over, turn your back to me, or flip it around like a cool breakdance move. Put some breakdancing in our ballet today. All right, the side is a little bit harder. Let's see. What's going on with my foot? Knee, slice, knee, alligator crunch, knee, slice, knee, crunch. If you need to come up your hand, you can. Choose your positioning that works for you. There's just so many options here, and everybody's body's different. So elbow, hand, knee, toe, hip is another option, okay? Especially as after a minute, that wears, doesn't it, on your elbow or on your shoulder? Okay, take a little 15 seconds here to breathe. Next section, a little more core work. We're gonna do a V-sit with a roll back. Whew. And then we're gonna do a saw, which we just did yesterday, so you're familiar with it. So here's your V-sit, chest is proud, sink back a little bit. We're gonna roll down, and then peel ourselves back up. Roll down, and then lift back up. Okay? If maybe the roll down is you nice and control, but the getting up is a little bit harder, I will allow you to kind of clasp your thighs a little bit just to help you the first time or the first few times. And then I want you to try to use your abs to lift yourself, okay? So as we lower down, we are kind of tucking our tailbone, rounding out our spine, so one vertebrae at a time touches the ground. And then we reach and lift up. You may also straighten out your legs if that helps. Which we are going to do right now anyway. So straighten out your legs. We have saw. You're going to take your opposite arm to your opposite foot. Let's reach to the outer edge. Saw forward, neutral, forward, neutral. So you're stretching through your hamstring and your legs. Then you're coming back tall with your posture, keeping your core tight. So contract through your center, right here. Keep it tight and controlled. Reach opposite, center. I'm really contracting my abs, you can tell because I talk like this when I'm contracting. And if you're not quite sure how to do that yet, think about squeezing your center. Does that help? Think about someone's about to sucker punch you and you kind of tighten there, okay? That's what the feeling I want you to feel. Okay, we're going to take one leg and bend it. Arms come out to the side, fold forward, and then do it again. Fold forward, chest towards your knee and your nose to your toes. Oh. And then switch legs. Forward. Oh, wow, that hip. Forward. Chest towards your knees. Both feet come together, bottoms of your feet. Butterfly. Hold your ankles or your shins. Roll your shoulders down and back. Come up nice and tall. Lean forward with your chest. Elbows can kind of come into your thighs and open up your thighs. But your posture is super tall. Chest is sticking out. Shoulders are rolled down and back. And we're leaning forward with our chest, opening up our hips, our inner thighs. If you need to release it, release it. And then reset. Roll your shoulders down and back, tall posture, lean forward. You can reset as many times as you want. You can hold as long as you'd like. You choose. Let's take our right leg forward and left leg bends behind. We're going to do a mermaid. So knees are bent at 90-90. The front knee arm is behind you. You're going to reach up, mermaid. You can flow through this, up, down, or you can hold. If you prefer to hold, then just hold. Lift your hips to the ceiling, tuck your tailbone under, reach your arm over the top. You can always flip your palm to the ceiling or palm to the ground, you choose. You have plenty of options here, okay? Take some nice deep breaths here. If this doesn't feel comfortable to you, find a different stretch that you enjoy. Or keep working through it until it becomes comfortable to you. Let's switch legs. So now your left leg comes forward, right leg comes back. They're bent 90 degrees on both sides. Your front leg arm comes behind you, big base. So I want you to spread your hand out behind you like this, okay, on the ground. Put your palm into the ground, get a little grippy with your fingertips, and then lift your hips to the ceiling, tuck your tailbone. You're either flowing or holding. If this bothers your knees, put something underneath your knee. Bother my back knee. Could take a folded up towel, washcloth, hand towel from the kitchen. How close are you to your kitchen? Little throw pillow, maybe just the corner of a blanket, folded blanket. Ten more seconds here. All right, let's go ahead and come down to our backs. We're going to kick, knees pull in, knees to the chest, kick up, bend, twist, twist. Kick up, bend, side to side. Kick up, bend, side, side. A little spinal twist here, okay? Bent knee straight. We might be in the musical Chicago now. He had it coming, bump. He had it coming, bump. I don't know, ballet is making me think about musicals. We're gonna come all the way over to our stomachs, all the way over, okay? You're going to reach one arm at a time, so we're gonna take our hand right underneath us, forehead on the ground, reach your hand out. I don't care which hand it is, you're gonna lift, lower, switch. hand is there for your forehead. We're just lifting with our upper back. I'm sorry, our lower back and our upper back, not our legs. So legs are planted on the ground right now, okay? Just a back extension, lifting and lowering. We have done a blackbird before, and that is what we have next, okay? So both arms are gonna come straight out ahead of us. We're gonna sweep like we're doing breaststroke, hands to your lower back, rise up, elbows up, lower down, and sweep back. Swim, lift your chest a little, hands to the small of your back. Lift your chest more, elbows together, flap your wings, lower, and swim back, release. Lift a little, swim, hands to your low back, wings pulled back, chest lifts, lower down, hands back to front, release. You got it, up, pull back, wings and chest, lower, and come back. We have one more thing to do after this. Let's do one more blackbird. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. I'm in a singing mood today, apparently. All right, last thing here. We're going to come pushing back to a child's pose. Instead of your hands forward, we're going to lay our forehead to the ground and arms are going to come back towards your feet. This is it. We're just going to lay here in our nice little pea pod position. So at the end of the nutcracker, everybody's falling back to sleep and going into their dreamland. So that's what we're doing. We're like a little kid falling asleep because Lord knows, my kids, I would find them in their crib like this sometimes. I don't know why. It's not a comfortable sleeping position, but it is comfortable to relax in for a minute. So let's relax here. Nice deep breaths. All right, that is class. So if you'd like to stay in that position as long as you'd like. Thank you so much for having fun with me in this little theme today. You can come back to this class anytime you want if you enjoyed it, if you liked the stretches and the balances and the core work. Maybe your goal is to work on functionally getting up off the ground. All of the muscles we use during that part really do help you get up off the ground. You know, it's one of those things as we get older, sometimes that is something we have to work on, just getting up. Getting up out of bed every morning even. Have a great day. I appreciate you being here and trying something new with me. And if there's anything else that you need to stretch, please do. If you want to go back and repeat a section, you're welcome to. I will see you here tomorrow. We're going to lift weights and get pumped. You have a tracker sheet from the past, or go to the Facebook page and click the link and print it out. If you need it, just email it to you. Let me know. I can email it to you. But tomorrow we have lifting. So I will see you then. Have an awesome day. Bye, guys.